Hello, welcome to RNG at the Crossroad. I am G.A. Cross, your co-host.
And I'm Roosevelt. And I'm also your other co-host. And of course, we'd like to thank you for joining the broadcast today. We really appreciate the fact that you guys do take an interest and come on and spend some time with us. What we're going to be talking about today is we're just going to be, doing a part two pretty much on the title that we had started on finding your purpose. How do you find your purpose? What is your purpose? And the dynamics that go along with it. Is it a complicated thing or is it very simple? That's different for everybody. And we're just going to share our processes. We've done some research on it because I know what my process has been, and I'm going to spend a little bit of time in sharing that with you. But so, Gerald, what do you think about the concept of finding your purpose and how people go through things to find their purpose? Because we had stated that the richest place in the world is a graveyard. Because everybody got a dream, everybody got a purpose, but most people, and we all know somebody that, or multiple people, or many people that have gone to their grave without that gift being realized.
Well, that's the thing, man. This is an exciting topic for me as well. Purpose, finding your purpose is vital to your life. And what I mean by that is because, it really identifies the reason for you being here.
Right.
And it lights the fire within yourself. It allows you to connect to something. That purpose can also be something greater than yourself. Once you actually engage with it.
Mm-hmm.
And that purpose can wake you up, at night, make you think, wake you up earlier than you normally would. Lots of things that it does. All throughout the course of life, we've seen many, many shining examples of people that have engaged that purpose. Like one of the people I would like to talk about tonight is that, I'm just Denzel Washington. I'm a huge Denzel Washington fan.
Likewise, it's funny because I didn't know that. We never.
Yeah. I'm a huge Denzel Washington fan.
And it's funny because there's not a lot of people in Hollywood that really gets my attention.
Yeah, he does it because
yeah,
the man is a phenomenal talent as far as an actor, but he is, to me, he's even more phenomenal off the camera, man. He's just, I think that his talent was acting, but I think his purpose was to teach. And
teach,
to teach,
motivate, inspire.
People. Yeah, man. He's been out there, man. He's given a lot of speeches at a lot of colleges, and the interviews that he has granted, they've been very, 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 very powerful, very engaging to anyone who takes the time to listen to him. I encourage anyone to look him up on YouTube. He's got a lot of material there, but just absolutely inspiring. But yeah, talent, acting, but I think his purpose was to really, really reach people, man.
It's interesting that you brought him up because we never talked about this. Because I'm not a starstruck person. I really have not been inspired by people that reach that level. Not now. I get kind of inspired simply for the fact that it takes a lot to get there.
It does.
It does.
It takes that commitment and the discipline, man. The discipline and commitment, and also Les Brown used to use those. He would talk about being patient, positive, and persistent.
Okay.
Far as getting where you're going. And Denzel would tell you that a dream without goals is just a dream, baby.
It's just a dream.
It's just a dream. You got to have goals, and you have to have something that's going to give you some guidance. And please look on to our episode about engaging and basically realizing the importance of goals.
Absolutely. And with that being said, cause wow, man, you just went me and took me in a different direction, but that's okay. I'm gonna flow.
hey, that's the exciting thing about what we're doing, man. Our platform is about those decisions, and this one's about the decision to engage a purpose. So Let it flow, brother.
Yeah, because it's interesting, and I'm saying because we never had this conversation, we never prepped this kind of way, but it's all good because he's like the one dude. Because there's a lot of people that make it to that level, man, and the system eats them up.
Oh yeah,
they end up going into a whole lot of demonic dimensions.
Well, the thing is, his mind is very, very clear, and he's he from what I understand correctly, he's in Hollywood, but not in Hollywood.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
He doesn't really too much mingle in a lot of those circles. He's really, the man is really committed to his family. You don't hear a lot of scandals about him or a lot of that foolishness.
You hear nothing. Yeah, you hear nothing. If you do hear, he'll probably be dead, and that's when the skeletons come out for people that now they're going to do the bashing. But it's interesting. I don't know if you're familiar with August Wilson. He's a very famous screenwriter, playwright from Pittsburgh.
No, I have not heard of him.
Okay. Well, when we're done, you're going to have to Google. He was one of Denzel's mentors. And several years ago, I would have say probably about 10 years ago, I was up in Pittsburgh, and two of my nieces were a part of Denzel's screenwrite for the stage.
Oh, okay.
And man, it was just, got an opportunity to meet. I didn't get an opportunity to meet him, but all the people, all the kids that were part of, I met him from a distance, sitting in the audience.
Oh, that's
but all the kids, man, got an opportunity after it was all said and done to take pictures, to meet him, and it was just a phenomenal. It was a phenomenal environment for me. I mean, and I felt his presence from a distance, and of course, I wanted to, jump up like a fan and run up to the stage and hug him, but
he's like I said, man. Every time I've ever seen him, man, like I said, man, I just like him, man. He just his whole persona, man. He illustrates a dignified man. When the camera approaches him, man, he's very strong. He's very strong in his convictions, man. But it just lets you, just like, we're referring back to Robert Gillens, man. I mean, it just, something lights up inside of you when you engage that purpose, man. I mean, like Oprah's another one, man. She got a wonderful gift to interview people, but she'll tell you in a minute that, hey, she's always grateful and thankful for what she has. And she's been a wonderful, wonderful philanthropist.
Absolutely.
I mean, she has just as much fun making the money as she does giving back.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that Denzel talked about too. He was like, man, hey, if you get, you got to learn to give,
bro.
You see what I'm saying? So
bro,
that's important,
bro. It's even important before you get there. See, they were givers before they got there.
Yeah.
I
believe in that concept that money makes you more what you already are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because they already understood in order to get where they want to go and be, they got to give back. They got to put back. They got to make sacrifices.
Yeah.
And
with overdoing this, what she's done, she's built many schools. I mean, just anything. And if you can't imagine what she's done, all this. And Tyler Perry, I mean, you hear about him all the time. If it's a need, he just quietly gives to somebody he might see on the news at random. You know what I mean? So,
and it's important that if there's anybody out there that inspires you, that you look up to, look at their story before they got there.
Oh yes, I love autobiographies because it gives you a really excellent frame of reference from where they started to where they are now. And it gives you a really, really good grasp of what their story is. Because everybody has a story.
Everybody has a story, man.
We have a story, man. We have a story to tell.
Yeah.
And that's why we encourage you to engage and find your purpose.
Absolutely.
And I just want to tell you humbly to the audience that this is my purpose.
Whew,
This
boy,
this
let me
is
tell
it
you
for
something,
me.
man.
Yeah, this is my purpose, man. This is
Listen,
it.
okay, and I'm gonna, man,
Yeah, man.
because
Because
I
this,
want to jump all over this, and it's probably going to be a part of all of our topics. It's probably we're all probably always going to come back to purpose, you know,
yes,
as we move forward with other topics and as we talk and interview different people. But man, you said something very key. Because see, I totally believe that. I mean, I've had many great jobs. I've had you worked around me. You've seen how I've been able to affect people, but I didn't figure it out, man. I didn't know what the heck am I supposed to do, but I never quit. I kept on just moving and shaking.
mm-hmm.
And now I'm going to share with you this, audience. When I moved back to Georgia in 2020, my friend Gerald calls me up. He says, because I was gone for like 6 years, but we maintained contact, and I do a little bit of this, a little bit of that to keep money in my pocket and make sure that I'm not going to starve to death and keep a roof over my head. Um, Gerald calls me up. Hey man, I'm gonna come by. I need to talk to you about something. I'm like, okay, cool. That's my man. Cool, come on by. And he does. And I'm not going to get into the particulars, but he'd ask me a couple questions and so on and so forth. Then he just got to, hey, man, listen, how do you feel about this? What we are doing right now, I would have never done it on my own. And I would have never came up with the concept. And I would have never done it with anybody other than Gerald.
That's the thing, man. You have to find, if you're doing a joint venture like what we're doing, it has to be with somebody that you feel like you can grow with, and also that you can actually learn from, because we learn from each other as we go.
Absolutely.
And just like we're going to be learning, from our audience, we're going to be learning from our audience, from the feedback that they give us, and we're going to be generating information to give out to them. But this is my purpose. I feel like I feel like my talent has been to relate to people, to articulate different subjects, and to give anecdotes and things like that. So my purpose, I want to and will share the things that I've learned throughout the course of my life, and also in regard to the many books that I have read. So I'm on here to share and to grow with the audience. So.
And teach.
Absolutely, yeah.
And teach
And be taught.
Because that's going to be teach and be taught.
Yeah.
Because I mean, as we move forward, I mean, man, I'm just I'm excited, man. I'm excited. But like I'm saying, that's when I knew. And at first, when you first brought it to me, I was like, well, Gerald's my friend. Gerald's a dude that I trust. Gerald is somebody that, I like talking to. I like being around, because I don't like being around a lot of people. At this stage in my life, because I grew up in customer service, always around people. But when we started putting the things we talked to into practice and then in action, I knew this is my purpose.
Absolutely. And that's why I say it. And what it does, it ignites a fire in you, man.
Yeah.
It really does. And when you find yourself, we all procrastinate in some type of way, but when you get to the point where you want to procrastinate less and less, as it begins to grow in you, you really, really kind of understand, like, yeah, this is the thing. Because, when you're working and doing different things, or, like Gil, like you have different projects and different things that you're doing. So if you're able to set that time out to come on and do something else, with the other things that you do, then you kind of know that you kind of maybe gotten in touch with something that you really, that has engaged your purpose.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. And one of the things, and this is just based on research, there's so many different ways it's not a scientific fact about how you find your purpose, but there's something in all of us that wants to find why we're here.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I would say, and if you look at anybody that you aspire to be like, look at their story before they got there.
Impressive, yeah.
Because their story, I guarantee you, they were of service to other people.
A lot of times they were.
Yeah.
And that's, I tell you, man, that, I mean, if you really want to improve your lifestyle now, and you really want to regain focus with real, not a whole lot of rhetoric, with really concrete, just you know, subject matter. Jim Rohn is one of my favorite personal development speakers, man. Hey, the man's got, he, you know, he has had a gift for you know, over the years. His gift was basically to relate to people as far as his talent, and his purpose was to deliver those concepts to improve the lives of the people that chose to listen to him. Because, man, he's given many concepts. So yeah, definitely want to check out Jim Rohn.
That's funny too, because I have a lot of Jim Rohn in my iTunes.
Oh yeah,
I listen to him with my Zig Ziglar, Norman Vincent Peale. I mean, Les Brown. So we've been around the same circles of motivators and people that have inspired us before we even knew each other.
Man, that's the thing. See, with you having a familiarity with these kinds of people, listening to them will encourage you to find that purpose as well.
Absolutely.
Because they were able to find theirs. And sometimes you don't just walk right into it. You know, sometimes life has to happen to you. Yeah. You know, like it's happened with us. And
oh yeah. Well, I mean, that's part of it. You know, that is just, you ain't getting out of life without life happening. And that's how you find your purpose. You got to go through some stuff. And we don't want to go through anything. And that's normal. That's natural. You know, we want to wake up, be happy every day. And if there's somebody that's positive, you want to be able to be positive and laugh. But also understand there are some people's purpose. And I hope I don't hurt nobody's feelings with this. Some people purpose on this earth is to keep you from yours.
Sometimes that is, that is a real dry reality, that a lot of times you do. And that's one of my you know, basic sayings that has come to me is, learn to be the gatekeeper of your consciousness.
Absolutely.
People, you have to be very careful who you're around. You know, you don't, talked about this before. You don't want to be the smartest person in the room, and you want to be careful what you allow in your consciousness, because if someone says something that is not healthy for you, that's not going to encourage you, then you don't want to allow that to fester around in your mind, because that'll allow you to want to doubt yourself. And we talked about that too. Some people will try to project their limitations on you. Yeah. You don't want to allow that either. You know?
And some people were literally, whether you want to believe it or not, literally born for that. Because if everybody was of the mindset that Gerald and I are, we wouldn't be having these issues in the world that we have.
No, because I like to see people do well, and I like to see people engage their purpose, because it inspires me. Yeah, you know,
absolutely.
So it encourages me.
Absolutely. And as crazy as it sounds, man, and from a logical perspective, depending on what your logic is, some people are happy being miserable. That don't equate, right? Happy and miserable, it don't freaking equate. But some people are literally happy being miserable.
Yeah, they can be. And that's hey, Les Brown talked about that too. He talked about why are known hells preferred over strange heavens. You know, with that having a familiarity with your current conditions, and have gotten comfortable with, you know, just being in that point of misery or being depressed and not being able to see that light, you know. So sometimes you have to find something or find a way to pull yourself out of it. And a lot of times it could be a book, it could be a person, just whatever you have to do to get yourself going again. you know. But hey, if you're feeling like that, you definitely don't want to keep company of more people that are feeling like you or worse than you.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You know, I just put on my vision board the other day, and I'll probably be talking about this as we go on, and the acronym CBA: conceive, believe, achieve.
Say that again, brother.
Conceive, believe, achieve.
All right. Okay.
You know, the mind cannot conceive, it cannot achieve. It's impossible. But we have such a greatness in us where we are visionaries. We are people that like, man, I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this. And that was one of Zig Ziglar's. With the mind can conceive, it can believe, and it can achieve.
Yeah. And he talked, I mean, yeah, he's an excellent speaker as well.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things too, is being able to first, you know, you have to give yourself a chance to get out of your own way. And in order to do that, you have to visualize yourself doing what it is that you want to do and find a way to get yourself doing it. And if you can't do what it is that you want to do, then you find and seek out people that are doing what you want to do.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, I think I heard this on, I think I heard this, I don't know who exactly said it, but man, I heard one was saying, hey, if you hang around the barbershop long enough, pretty soon you wind up getting a haircut. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, just sometimes you got to
hang around feast long enough.
Yeah, man, you got to find the people that, if you can't do it, seek out people that are doing what you want to do.
And I think
a way to get a conversation going with them.
I think the misnomer is that a lot of people that have a drive to do something, that want to seek out other people, think that other people that are where they want to be won't help them. It is the total exact opposite. People who have achieved things and have gone through the process, they want to help. They want to give back.
Some people do, man. And they, a lot of times, see, the thing is, the way that works is you have to be doing something. Because those kinds of people that are actually successful in what they're doing and so on and so forth, if they see you just sitting down,
they're not going to waste their time.
Man, it's just like, it's like you going to the football game, you know, or you going to any type of game, any arena sport.
Yeah.
It's a lot more people in the stands than is on the field.
On the field.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I mean, if you on the field out there, hey, that means you've been knocked around, pushed around, you've been walked over, and you fighting to hold your position. So somebody just sitting in the stands saying, hey, can you recognize me? Probably not.
Yeah, camera ain't coming on you, not unless it's your own phone.
You're gonna have to walk out on that field. You're gonna have to walk out. You're gonna have to be like Les Brown would say, you got to get yourself in the arena.
Yeah.
So that you can be discovered, or somebody can see you and say, hey, wait a minute, that guy, he's trying to hold his position over there.
You know? And see, a lot of that too has to deal with one of the top, fear. I mean, and that's the beautiful thing I love about our platform. All of our topics, man, are married to each other.
Yes, they do. They're very, very connected.
Yeah.
They're very connected. Yeah. And once you, and it's all about a decision. It's all about a choice.
Yeah.
And we talk about that, you know, at the end of our show. I mean, you have to make that choice of whether or not, hey, you want to remain the same? Do you want to regress, or do you want to grow?
Yeah.
Our platform, we want to give you what you can, because we are here to grow.
Absolutely.
That is our
absolutely. And we are very grateful for the time. I mean, Gerald and I, even through this process, we're getting to know each other better. We're sharing more responsibility. We're checking on each other all the time. And it is our hope through this platform that, like Gerald said, man, you're either going to stay the same, you're going to change, or you're going to grow. Either or. Everybody, we're all at a crossroad every single freaking day. And we can't say this enough. You got to make a decision every day.
You have to make a decision. And one of the things we want to do on here, we're not going to be yelling at you, and because once we can give you all that enthusiasm and so on and so forth, but we want to give you some real day-to-day things,
Mm-hmm.
tools that you can really use, you know, that can improve your life. And we don't want to make the concepts too complicated. We want to, you know, keep it in a simplest manner to where it's something that we can quickly use to engage, to
Right.
improve what we're doing.
Right.
And I'm gonna tell you something that I mean, I was blown away by this years ago. Jim Rohn was talking about, he was saying, listen, learn to improve your lifestyle right now with your current means.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing he said to the audience, he says, what does tip mean? Can you tell me what that means, the TIP?
Tip? Nope.
Yeah, nobody in the audience was, everybody in the audience was kind of perplexed. And he said, tip means to ensure promptness. That's what tip means.
I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as I've listened to Jim Rohn, I never heard that analogy.
Yeah.
For that acronym. That's okay.
Absolutely. So
to ensure what?
It means to ensure promptness.
Okay.
Okay. So you can't insure anything. You don't pay for insurance after you have an accident. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to ensure promptness, people of a certain lifestyle do not take a chance on getting bad service. So try going to a restaurant. You pretty much have an idea if it's, you know, if you spend $50 or if you're gonna spend $100, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Tip that person that's taking care of you the money that you were gonna tip them. Give it to them up front. And watch the difference in your service. Same amount of money, better service.
Like that.
Never not tending
I like
to you,
that.
never not tending to you, wondering if they're going to get a tip.
I like that.
They're around you like, yeah, and they looking at you, and you know, they look at me sometimes like, I don't know, he don't look like he gonna tip, you know, right. he might be cheap, you know what I mean? So, they might keep my glass a little bit full, a little bit, and it might get all the way down to I ain't got nothing but ice in there, bro. So I said, hey, wait a minute. This Jim Rohn thing, is really, really ringing a bell here. So I said, hey, let me try this. So I started to do that. And the first time when I started doing, my wife started looking at me, she was like, what are you doing? I'm like, watch. Man, I started tipping them. And she was like, dang, they coming around. Yeah. Same money.
Oh, man.
Different service.
Yeah. It's like, wow, that's really touching a heart core with me because, I come out of the customer service industry, degree in hospitality management. I've worked in the restaurant service industry as a waiter, as a busboy. I worked and my concept was always, I'm gonna get the money off of that table, right? But now also as a patron, my motto was, you either going to get a dime or 20%. You choose. But I like what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, we all need motivation from time to time.
We do. And the thing is, a lot of times, what I've discovered is that I know that when I feel well, I'm able to do well.
Do well. Right.
So,
right.
And I think that if we can find a way to get to a position to where we feel better, that a lot of times will help us to open our mind to find our purpose as well.
Yeah.
Because when you feel better, you have more energy.
Yeah.
You're able to engage.
The service industry is a thankless industry for real. So I like that. So I'm going to as I move forward in my journey and I'm out there dining and everything. Yeah, I'm going to help inspire and motivate. Hey, listen, I'm going to tell you now, I'm giving you 20% tip. Just look out for us. I like that concept, man. I like that.
It's all about, there's many, many things that we can do right now. A lot of times we always feel like, oh man, I have to have more money to be able to have this experience.
Mm-hmm.
But no. It's a decision that you can make today.
Mm-hmm.
Today,
mm-hmm.
right now, that you can begin to improve your experience. And your day-to-day can be better. And that's just how powerful we are as people. And a lot of times life will kind of trick you into thinking that you are not in a position of power. And we are.
Absolutely.
We are.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that goes back to that vision board, that vision. You have to see it. You have to conceive it. You got to believe it
Mhm.
before it's realized.
That's very true. And that you can bring that into existence. But
Mhm.
at the end of your day, the beginning of your day, that gratitude is powerful.
Yeah.
Be grateful
Yeah.
for, you know,
Absolutely.
when your 2 feet hit that floor in the morning from getting out of the bed, man, be thankful.
Yeah.
Be thankful for being able to see, if you can see, if you can hear, if you can walk, if you have a sense of smell, and Lord have mercy, if you got a sound mind.
Absolutely. It
If you got a
helps.
sound mind up
It's
here.
that's very important.
Yes.
You know.
If you got a sound mind, man, just to be grateful and take a look around and just be grateful.
Yeah.
If you're able to go get a meal
Yeah.
whenever you
Yeah.
want, be
Yeah.
grateful. If
Yeah.
you look
Because
up
some people
there,
can't do it.
yeah, if you look up there and it's not raining on your head, be grateful,
Yeah.
because that sense of gratitude will get into you know, it will draw things to you. It will
Well,
allow you to attract things that you're looking for.
and not only that, Gerald, it'll keep you when you do get to the graveyard, you won't be a rich one down there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you want to, yeah,
You
you
have
want to,
realized you will be you'll be that person that has benefited generations.
oh yeah,
I mean, you would have not just benefit, but you would given to generations, and that's what you want. You don't want to be the richest person in the graveyard.
right. Oh yeah, and like I said, man, hey, I like the way Denzel said it, man. He said, man, you pretty much ain't gonna see no U-Haul behind a hearse.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
listen,
So
where do they find us at, Gerald?
find us at RNG at the Crossroad. And also you can find us at rgthecrossroad.com. Our YouTube channel is RNG at the Crossroad. And we also on Instagram at RNG at the Crossroad.
Yeah,
So please check us out.
and
Please engage your purpose.
absolutely, and
Ignite
definitely
that fire in
absolutely,
you. Yeah.
absolutely, because we're looking. I mean, that is our we are desirous of building this channel,
Yeah.
And not only that, having dialogue, creating relationships, and doing whatever we can do to help you put back into your community.
Absolutely. Because once you get to a position to where you're doing well, and that purpose is going to help you to discover a greater you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's going to really ignite some things in you. So when you discover that greater you, when you become more, you begin to have more. So
absolutely,
when you have more, you want to find ways to inspire other people and to keep it going, because that energy it's a revolving thing. I mean, it evolves and it circulates. So keep it going and watch your experience in this life improve, because you'll be able to see the light turn on in other people as well.
Absolutely. And I personally would like to thank my co-host, Gerald Cross, for thinking of me in this concept. And I'm having a great time with it. I know that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And I appreciate you, brother, for thinking of me to take this journey with you.
Absolutely, man. Hey, I'm thanking you as well for accepting.
So, alrighty.
So we in this thing together. So we're gonna learn some things, man, and we're gonna continue to seek out content and be on the lookout for our next episode, which is gonna have something to do with the need. Is it really, really important that you have to be right? And can there be some pitfalls in that? So
I like that.
You have to make a decision as to whether or not it's worth you proving yourself to be right, or is it better for you to bring a real better solution to the actual problem itself?
Well, I just want to be right for a moment. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you guys for supporting us on our YouTube channel. Hit that like and subscribe button and come and take this journey with us.
Absolutely. Thank you all so much for joining us, and please continue to tune in with us. Thank you so much, and have a good evening.